So it's not long now before the Alpha 21 update for 7 days goes live to the public. And if you're one of the new players coming into the game wondering how am I going to survive against the zombies, how am I going to fend off the Blood Moon Horde, then stress less, it's all good. Don't get your boomerang bet, because before that update goes live, I've got some work to do. G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me JaWoodle, and welcome to 7 days in the brand new Alpha 21, the new update that is coming out this weekend that I've been lucky enough to get some early access to have a bit of a tinker and a little bit of a play and just see how things are running. And there's always one thing I want to find out with each new alpha, the first thing I always want to do, and that is find out if the best horde base for the last couple of alphas now, if the killing corridor is still as good now as it's always been. So I've come into my testing world here to have a bit of a look around, a bit of a squiz, see if we can build one, see if we can get it working, and just see how it goes. So as always, I'm just going to find a relatively flat piece of land. In fact, this little bit here will do, a little bit on the piss, but that's all right. I'm just going to build one from scratch. So if you are new to 7 days or you're unsure how to build a horde base like this, I will go through it kind of from the beginning and go step by step until we get to the point we all recognize. Then I'll run some experiments to make sure things are still working as we want and make sure it is all as good as it has been. I'm confident. I don't think I saw anything in the updates that suggests that the methods we've used before are going to be any less effective. We should be able to control the zombies pretty well, but always want to put the proof in the pudding and make sure we know what's happening before I start setting it out into the world. Ooh, purple bag. I've leveled out a bit of the hill up here. Turns out it's a bit more topsy-turvy than I wanted it to be, but now I've got some flatland to work with. Not a necessity, but always nice to start with. I'm going to start building the foundations of the killing corridor. Now, I'm just going to be working with cobblestone. Yes, I am in creative, but cobblestone is kind of the first proper material. So it goes wood, cobblestone, and I feel like it's a pretty good material to test with because it's super cheap, super easy, and not really hard to come by at all. Definitely easier than concrete. I'm just going to start by building a little tower on the far side of this little plateau I've made for myself. And how tall are we? We're 1, 2, 3, 4. I used to build them 7 tall, but I reckon for this, I reckon just 5 tall is gonna do it, because admittedly the design won't have changed much, but I have some ideas to make it better after all the patches and tweaks they made through the rest of the alphas. So the way we've done this in the past is just building like a platform like this and then a zombie dropper between there and a corridor, hence the name Killing Corridor. So the zombies will run up the stairs, up an elevated platform, down through a drop, and then we'll go back and start again. But we first came up with that in Alpha 17 a long time ago now, and since then there's been considerable work to try and undo how good the Killing Corridor has been. So for this generation, we're going to change it up a little bit. I still have my platform. You always want to elevate your horde base to make sure the zombies only have one way to get to you, because they will path through the easiest way, the point of least resistance. So I still have my elevated platform, but this time we're going to go 11 blocks away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that one there is going to be where the zombies are going to be. Now the reason I'm doing that is a bloke called Cautious Pancake, which I've been getting told about a lot in the comments, went and checked it out. He discovered that when the zombies are more than 11 blocks away from you, they won't go into their destroy everything mode, which is where they will just start beating on buildings rather than coming after you. Now, I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know if that still applies for Alpha 21. We're about to find out though. We're going to give this a whirl and build further away than I normally would. Should still be perfectly defendable and perfectly viable, but maybe not for melee. I'm actually pretty surprised the cobblestone can span 11 blocks, but there you go, a big old bridge. But from there, now I want to start building my regular zombie dropper. And what we use is going to be the wedge tips. I'll get the corner ones first because I just like the aesthetics of it. Aesthetics always matter. If I can bloody find the block I'm looking for. I'm looking for like that, but a taller version of it. How have I lost it? Wait, what? Where? There it is. There it is there. Okay, I was getting all confuzzled there for a second. Gonna whack you in upside down like that. So the dream being that was the wrong side. The dream being that the zombies will look at this, and this is actually a block we used a long time ago. So the Fun Pimps have kind of like hard-coded this block to be pathable. So even though it's upside down and there isn't any physical space for them to walk on, the zombies are told they definitely can. And when there's something hard like that that has been stuck onto something, well, that is something we can take advantage of. So we're going to continue that by putting upside down wedge chips along like you, and upside down wedge chips along like you. And then to make sure they can't cling onto any of that, we're going to grab some half blocks, get you turned up on your side, like so, and chuck you along there. So there's a bit of a narrow window there that to you and me is obviously not somewhere anyone can walk, but to the zombies, that there looks exactly the same as this, completely solid. I've got my upside down wedge chips on the bottom and some little like quarter pieces on the ends, not because it's particularly essential, just because I think it looks nice, but that is always bloody important. And these nice balls on top with some wedge chips on either end to just like make sure the zombies don't get stuck there and just get pushed delicately into this so they'll happily fall down below. I am curious if that's going to work the way I want it to. If I'm standing all the way here behind this red line, I should be far enough away that hopefully they won't start destroying everything, and it's still definitely a viable shot for a rifle or an assault rifle, an AK or something like that to still shoot the zombies when they're down there, because they should just run at you in a nice straight line. I'll finish building a bit of a bridge down here just so they have enough time up on the flat surface to take a couple of pot shots at, but this is almost ready to the test. It's not much, it's very simple and resource efficient, and that's why it's so good. Look at that. Look at that. Now it's starting to take a bit more of a form that we're familiar with. Normally I'd have built this part right up against the red line here, but just given it a cheeky bit of extension, added a couple of lengths to it. I was told you couldn't do that, but apparently you can. Gotta whack in some stairs. You can use just these big block stairs if you want to, but the zombies do jump them, and there's a chance for a zombie to stagger each time they jump. They stagger, they might fall off the side and have to start their run again. So instead, just chucking in some nice easy stairs for them. They are brain dead after all. They're zombies, for goodness sake. You can go like that. Nice little pyramid stair at the bottom. There we go. There we go. This has been bread and butter for so bleeding long. It's like coming home to a freshly baked meal. It's just soothing and comforting to look at that. That all looks pretty bang on to me. I'm just standing up in my nice little spot down here, and we're going to use our old best friend. We're going to bury the hatchet, this time not into the back of her skull. Arlene, please come here. How are you? Get your attention. So even though they're spawned right next to me, they're going to take the long way around down to the stairs to try and get up onto my level. That's why it's so important to build up off the ground. They go in, they think they can walk, they definitely cannot walk, and they've immediately fallen through. And no destroy everything mode. Normally, if a zombie takes a drop, there's a chance they'll go into destroy everything mode and just start ignoring everything and beating on pillars, but turns out the rumors were true and not exaggerated at all. So far, no one's gone to destroy everything mode. All right, bet. Let's go another whole bunch of them then, get all their attentions. They're all looking good. This is going to make a nice little conga line of zombies while I'm sitting pretty over there. Yes, I know this is a cheese base. This is kind of like, this is like the biggest of the cheese bases, an infinite loot base. So while they're doing that, no one's beating on anything. Wow, that's really effective. Big shout out to Cautious Pancake for discovering that. I'm guessing they brought in that 11 block rule to stop zombies beating on walls in POIs. Remember how like early Alpha 20 zombies would fall out of roofs or something and that little drop would make them attack the building, not you? So I guess they've brought in something to try and negate that, but so far, this is working swimmingly. It's been going so long and so well that they've actually kind of given up the ghost. There you go. Come back, please. Keep your attention on me. That's working perfectly. So all I'd have to do is just sit here and boop some noggins. Perfect. Still works like a charm. That might be the fastest proof of concept I've ever done. And admittedly, it is a bit more expensive on resources than what it used to be. I might even quickly show you, just in case you weren't aware, what does happen if you don't have that 11 blocks plan, if they do go into destroy everything mode. Let's get the same amount of zombies, please. Come on this way. They're still going to run the same way, but when they first fall through, if I can get a cheeky shot of it, down you go. Yeah, look, there you go. The first one down has this destroy area mode. This destroy area that they get set into when they take a fall, or if they can't find their way to wherever you're standing. And when they do that, they start beating on the supports. And that's where like building out of different materials comes into play. You want to make your supports as strong as possible, but if you can completely negate all of that by standing all the way down here, then I guess you don't really have much to worry about at all. They'll just keep flopping about like the soggiest of sponges, and all you gotta do is watch out for that. Watch out for that, you... Oh, clever. Clever. I should have put a roof over the top. That is my bad. Someone decided to just squat down his little step ladder for him and they run over the top. All right. Never mind, pretend that didn't happen. I need to quickly build a roof. I mean, I suppose I could have edited that bit out and no one would have been the wiser, but nah, that's not how we do things here. Just a cheeky roof over the top. I'll often use bars or something for that, but just nice thick blocks for now, purely so I can chuck in these ramp blocks like that. It's a tried and true method. It's been a very effective and simple solution to that exact problem, where the zombies will go full World War Z style, clamber even, up each other and get on top of your walls. But with this, if they start trying to do that, they're just going to jump into it and immediately get pushed back, so they can't actually get up there at all. You can make this 2 high, 3 high, whatever you want to. I often make it 3 high, so I'd go like that and then chuck one up the top like you and like you, and that would be even perfect again. Although I've put that all the wrong way around, like you. Yeah, just like that. A nice little angled piece to keep the roof of your thing safe, so even if they start climbing up each other, they still can't get up there in the first place. They have to go through there, well, they're gonna have to drop. That's actually super impressive. I wasn't aware that there was a way to negate their destroy area mode. I think that came in halfway through Alpha 20, so admittedly I stopped kind of testing for it by that stage, but I'm glad there is some sort of solution that works for now, and if that gets nerfed, then I'm very, very sorry, but for this moment, as I see it here right now, that works a peach. I'm stoked with that. That's worked way better than I thought it would, and I had high hopes already. So there you go, another alpha where the killing corridor is still absolutely perfect and working like a charm. It's a bit longer than it used to be. It's grown up, but this is like killing corridor senior, but definitely effective, definitely cost effective, and definitely easy to fight through. All you gotta do is stand over here and shoot through the little tunnel of love over there. Nice and simple, nice and easy. But now we've confirmed that, and if I stopped now, that would be a heckin' short episode. There's one other base I want to build. I want to test and see how it goes. But before I do that, I do have one last key to for 7 Days to Die to give away. So you made it this far into the episode. I did announce it at the beginning. It's a secret, a very bad secret, but it's a secret all the same. If you made it this far, then you deserve a treat. So how I'm going to judge giving away this key a little bit more, less official, not less official, a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? The word is subjective. So it's gonna be a little bit more subjective than the raffle I did the other day. Rather than just a computer program handling it, I'm gonna have a bit of an input, which, you know, is a bit more subjective, but that's all right. So what we're gonna do is who's ever comment posted down below as its own comment, not a reply to mine, as its own comment down below, who's ever comment makes me giggle the hardest, makes me laugh, will win a key to 7 days. A Steam key to 7 Days to Die. Not to Alpha 21, though it won't be long before that comes out anyway. Just a free game, a free copy of 7 Days to Die for you for making me laugh. And I can't think of a better way for either of us to enjoy that much more than that. So chuck your comments down. Good luck with that. I will message the winner and get them to like DM me on Twitter or something like that with like a screenshot of their username so I know that it's them, and then I'll give them a key on there. That's usually how I do it. So good luck to everyone getting involved with that. It's the last key I have to give away. But now that we've sorted that, let's... I've got enough space here, actually. I've got enough space here. Let's build another horde base, because if you don't want to go range and you want to go melee, I've got something for you too. So this one's even easier again, and those of you who have been here for a little while will know exactly what this is when I tell you that this is called a hatch hallway. I first built this kind of base again back in Alpha 17, back when the pathing, all the AI for the zombies changed way back when. Once again, it's building out of cobblestone because it's nice and easy and simple and cheap, but the hatch hallway works very, very well. It was built to handle nothing but fisticuffs, so any melee weapon will do. Nice and simple, efficient, and very effective. I've built myself just this big monolith over here. It's 3 wide by 5 deep by 5 tall. Is it 5 deep? It is 5 deep. So 5 by 5 by 3. literally just this big whack of stone. And all we're going to do on the top is just build myself a little chasm to stand in. It's kind of like, actually, it's kind of like an inverted killing corridor. With this, the zombies go through the tunnel. With the hatch hallway, I stand in the little tunnel. So just something like that. So it's a 2-block high little hallway in the middle of it. I mean, you're starting to see where the hatch hallway name comes from. All the way across, give it a roof and give it that connecting piece there. And then on the inside, we're going to get ourselves some hatches. The hatches are a bit they have purple hatches now. What? What? I mean, it's not a great purple, but it's a purple. That's getting me all sorts of fizzy. Look at that. We're getting purple blocks in 7 days. You could not make me a happier boy. Also, notice how that broke the hatch and then broke the frame? Does that, hang on a second. Let me just quickly pause this base build to see how that repairs again. So the frame's gone. And if I have forged iron, can I just repair you all the way? I can too. That's sick. So what? So if the zombies break your hatch, doesn't break entirely, the frame will stay there for easier repairs later? I had no idea about that. Oh, that's a really good addition. I'm learning new stuff about Alpha 21 every step along the way, and I am frothing it like a well-shaken frothy. Right, anyway, aside from that, you want to chuck some hatches inside this little hallway. Now, in Alpha 21, the hatches are a bit different, but do you see how it's got this green arrow? That's the open side. So on the back side, you can see those 2 little rusty hinges. So if I chuck you with the green arrow pointing towards me, like that, the opposite of a claymore, chuck you like that, and chuck you like that, and chuck you like that, I can then open you, and open you, and open you, and I've got these nice, easy, retractable barricades that the zombies can't get through. Taking advantage of our opposable thumbs, it's the best. A very important thing to add though, do not forget to do this because you will get eaten by a zombie dog and it will not be any fun. You want to get the plate. It's a nice thin block but thick enough to make a difference. And hold R to select, I get this rotary wheel up by the way, to select advanced rotation and click around until you get it up onto the top. Like you, and like you, and like you. Put a whole line up along the top up there. I'll paint you so you can see which one it is. Just like that. So there's a nice line of plates all the way along, because that means that that block above that hatch is smaller than 1 block tall, and zombies can both crawl through 1 block talls, and zombie dogs are only 1 block tall, and crawlers as well. So if that wasn't there, the zombies could easily just jump through and they would start gobbling on your shins in no time. But with that, it's nice and blocked off. And that's kind of like the main critical component. And once you've got that, there's 2 options, 2 roads you can go down, and I'll show you both. So the first one is the way that I've always really done it. I like the slow zombie stagger as they jump up these fatter steps than the regular steps. I like that it kind of has a chance to disperse the zombies a little bit, slows down how quickly the horde gets to me, so if I'm running low on stamina or whatever, or need to do repairs, I have a bit of time to sort out my life. Just something like that. So when the zombies do come for me, I'll show you exactly how it's going to go. I'll pop out of me noggin like that, grab myself my insta-kill pistol and get some Arlenes as always. So if I get some of you, and I say come and say g'day to me, other than, yeah, there we go. I was going to say, other than running into the shade because we are in the desert, they're going to slowly start jumping up these stairs to get up to the top. And then once they get up there, if I get back out of my head again, I can stand here with, say, a baseball bat, like you. I can come over and just start wailing on them through that little window there. They'll keep popping up and I'll keep bonking them down like a zombified version of whack-a-mole, but they can also hit back. If I stand a little bit further back, I can't quite reach with my baseball bat, but with the new and improved spears in Alpha 21, rude, start breaking all my stuff. I can now reach them. They can't reach me. My stamina is knackered because I have no skill points, but you can see how this would work, and the more you spec up, the more stamina you have, the more foolproof it's going to be. That's how I've kind of always done it before. You do have to make sure you're on top of upgrade or repairing your hatches, otherwise they will break through just like that. But I reckon there's a slightly better way to do this, and it only takes a couple of different changes. So remember how over here we had the guaranteed pathing of the upside down wedge tips? We're gonna use that to our advantage over here as well. I'm gonna stick you like that. I've chucked a couple of corner stairs here as well. The idea being the zombies will come up, jump up here, and then try to get up to that one, because that's their way through to me. Can I repair you? I could if I had some wood on me. Hold on, grab some wood. Boop, boop, and yep, boop. Nice. So if they're standing here, if I do get them jellified, if I get them staggering a little bit, there's not much room for them to fall back on, and they'll fall back down here to start again. They will go into destroy area mode because I'm closer than the 11 box of this, but that's okay. The idea being, you bonk them, they die, and you survive for another week. Just gonna get some regular Arlenes rather than ferals because I am weaker than a well-opened packet of chips at the moment. Get all your attention, please come this way. They're still pathing fine. That was the first challenge with this new design. I haven't tested this at all, so I'm curious how it's gonna go. Come on. Up to the top. Up to the top. No. Right, okay, never mind, ignore all of that because it doesn't work, stick with the first one, but now that I know that doesn't work, I'm going to go with a different design, one that kind of takes that idea and makes it a bit longer. So all we're going to do for this one, it's nice and simple, nice and easy, is just, as always, build them a nice little staircase. I'm out of my body at the moment, actually. I might get back into my body for this. Nice and snug. As always, build them a way to get up to my level. That is always the first critical component of everything we're doing, all the way down to there. And we're going to bridge this gap with side pole centered. So the centered ones, it has to be the centered ones. If you go the side pole centered, it's just got the regular centered, they won't see that as a viable path and just start beating on the base of your tower. You also can't use the side poles, same thing, not a viable path. Has to be the side pole centers. So I grab you and just put a very thin but very effective, because you know what? Girth doesn't always matter. Little path across there. That is totally viable for the zombies. So they'll run up there, run onto that, and because it's so narrow, if you do anything to them, or more than a couple pile up at your entryway, they'll get pushed off the sides to start their run again. Way, way better for controlling zombie numbers, which is pretty critical, especially in those early hordes. Same thing again, down to the bottom, chuck a cheeky pyramid at the bottom, like you. That was the wrong way, dickhead. Try again. Hold on. You, and then you, and there you go. There you go. That's all there is. That's all there is. There isn't any more. I've actually been using this in my stream series I did over the Alpha 21 weekend, which, by the way, if you're curious where, like, the survival series gameplay videos are, I've been streaming for hours on end every morning, so there's like 12 hours at this point of content for you to go and enjoy. That's what I've been doing that, so I know that this works really well, especially with spears for that extra long reach, but I'll spawn some zombies in and show you anyway, just so there's no doubt. I'm going to spawn them all on the very far side of the whole base, so there can be no doubt that they will actually path properly. I have to run straight past me to get to the stairs on the other side. Get a little bit caught up there, but that's okay. Come on, keep on coming. I would definitely recommend chucking some spikes up the top to deal with zombie vultures and things during the horde nights, but we're not doing that right now. And look at that. They come over. When it gets a little bit too chockers, they fall off the sides, but I can still poop them from a nice long way away, and really just... it's way too good. The spears and this kind of horde base, having a window to fight through, using the range to my advantage, is just so bleeding good. You can sit here all bloody day, as long as you actually hold on to your spear, unlike the Muppet I am, and just wail on them to your heart's content. No worries, no anything. You wonder why you're facing the wrong way? Can you get out of everyone's way, please? Just turn around for shits and giggles, but not really anything to worry about. Nice and simple, nice and easy, which I want the best horde bases should be. No need for big castles on a mountain, just a simple hallway, a couple of hatches, and some zombies doing spinnies for no reason. Alright, sure, you do you, Arlene, you do you. So I'm actually really curious now. I'll make sure that you guys are actually all repaired while I'm thinking about it. You and you're all fine across there. Yep, you're fine. I want to know why those zombies are stopping on the far side. The next one who does it, I'll pause the game and have a look at what you're thinking. Just read her mind, because apparently we're electrocuted by a hairdryer. But she's already gone up the steps, so I don't think she's in destroy everything mode. But it could be worth a gander. You doing it? You are. You are. She is thinking different things. What are you thinking, Arlene? It's that one there who's facing backwards. I might quickly go and just murder both of these ones. Hang on a second. You, go, and then all of you go as well. So she is in destroy area mode. Okay, well that is, I mean, you can see a lot of them down here attacking the base of the building. That's because I'm too close to it, so they will hit that for a couple of seconds and then go back to running the loop. But curious that she's run up to the top of there to start whacking on stuff. Okay, Fair enough, as long as you do repairs every morning and go through and touch up all the blocks down here, concretify them if you can, you should be fine, but that's very interesting. No idea why she got all the way back up to there before she came back, but good to know. The last little touch that we need for our little contraption over here is just regular wood blocks, please. If you're in here somewhere, grab you, because you still need a way to get into it. And yes, you could run up here, run across the poles and chuck all the hatches down to get inside. But what I normally do is just put some ladders on the back. Do not build your ladder all the way down to the ground like that, because that will give the zombies a route up to you. That's just a bad idea. Leave the bottom 2 rungs empty, so you can make the jump, but the zombies definitely can't. Then all we need after that is just a cheeky wooden door. I'll grab you. I'll put you up to them. If I can, oh, hang on a second. I need to remove that block at the top there. Boop, and chuck you in like that. And that, with some spikes up the top to deal with the zombie vultures, is really all you need. For an early game horde base, this will work perfectly. As you get more materials, think about building something like this. But if you're curious about how you're gonna go, oh, I forgot something. I forgot something very important. The zombie tipper, the little zombie nozzle on the front. You always gotta make sure you have one of these, because it's otherwise you'll have zombies on your roof in no time. Just like that, perfect. But yeah, if you build one of these, you shouldn't really have too many issues. I'm glad they still work. They work just as well now as they did in all the previous alphas. But there you go. 2 very effective, very simple horde bases for you to get into when you get into Alpha 21, which won't be too far away at this point. So, yeah, enjoy that. Have a good time. Go and experiment with your own horde bases and see what you come up with. But it's good to know that the principles we've learned before are still applicable. But with that, I'm going to have to leave this episode here. I'm not sure what the next episode will be. It might be another WOODLE Park. It might actually be the first day of our new survival series, which I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll have to wait and see for yourself. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see which one I film, what one I put out. Either way, I am loving Alpha 21 so far. So I'm going to come back and play some more Alpha 21 in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of Patreon who made this episode possible. If you'd like to make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. And when I talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.